Okay, Emily. Well, in behalf of the name of the 15th edition of the Festival Internacional de Cortometraje UVAQ, we want to thank you for giving us a little bit of your time to do this interview with us. So let's start. So it's really nice to finally meet you, Emily. How are you doing?
Yeah, thanks. You too, Regina. Is
Yes.
it you? Yeah. I'm fine. Training here in Germany, but still I'm fine, and I'm happy to do the interview with you.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, so let's start. Once again, thanks for joining us. We are so thrilled for you to tell us about your project, King. So please, what is this short film about in your own words?
Yeah, I would say it's about one individual story of falling into the spiral of gambling addiction, and it's about the loneliness which is caused by that, but it's also about getting out of it, I would say.
Okay. Yeah. And how did you get the idea? Yeah, how was the process of making everything, from the idea to putting it in, animation and everything, all that?
Yeah, so the audio which on which the film is based on is like a real interview with a real person, which happened like already 4.5 years ago from now. And our main person, Sebastian, he is a friend of my film partner, Alexander Konrad. And so he revealed himself to Alex and told him that he's in the clinic, to that time he was in the clinic. And then Alex asked him, not as a friend, but as a filmmaker, whether he could do an interview with him. And so Alex already had this idea in mind to do a film. He's a filmmaker and has been for many years. And then he wanted to find someone who would do the animation, because he does not do that. But he didn't find anyone, so that's why it took so long now. But then, like 2 years ago, he saw that I was doing this graphical design, graphical animation, and Alex is actually the brother of my boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
So that's how he got to know that I'm drawing, and then he's written me an email asking me to join the project, to do the project with him.
And that's how everything happened.
Exactly.
Great. So something that I noticed about your short film is that the main character is a bear, and the others that are in the clinic with him are also different kinds of animals, like a gorilla, a leopard, and all that kind of animals. So I don't know if it has to do something with them having different kinds of addictions, or can you explain me that? Because we can also see people, humans.
Yeah, exactly. So the people who are in the clinic and also our protagonists are animals, and for instance, like you said, the psychotherapist is not. And we wanted to use that as, for several reasons, mainly to kind of disguise or to create some kind of privacy for this really intimate story. And also we didn't want to portray the real person behind the voice. So, but we figured that it would make sense, or we figured that it didn't feel right to portray him as real, as some fictive real person who does not exist. And we also didn't want to draw the stereotype of that person who is addicted. So that's why also the other persons are animals. And yeah, but we do not have like the one interpretation of that. So we like that there are different levels of interpretations, and we like the things that people come up with, which could be the meaning behind this animal level.
Okay, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Thank you. And you know, the theme that your short film is about is the addiction of gambling, something that we are not very used to, hear or know. And well, for me, it has a lot of meaning and a lot of impact because it's important to talk about all of these things that are happening in the real world and the addictions that people have and how they can ruin their life, but also the beauty of trying to be better and get out of them.
Yeah, I totally agree. So here in Germany, it's like it's a common thing to gamble, or like, don't misunderstand me, but it's here many of those gambling halls, of those gambling places, and it's in my view, it's totally accepted on a social basis.
Mhm.
But to my mind, there is way too too little attention on the fact that those companies, they are profiting especially on the people who are putting everything they've got into those machines.
Yeah, it's really sad now how a lot of people take advantage of people that are not all right. But yeah, so that's important. That's really good about your short film. So continuing, could you tell us about the difficulties that you had when you were creating this short film?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say for me it was a special challenge because it was the first film project I was ever working on.
Okay.
So I didn't study film, and I didn't study art or like illustration, but I studied psychology, and I just did it kind of like out of the blue. So this whole, especially the whole moving animation design, I learned while doing King. So that was a real, it was a huge challenge just to create the animations for me.
Yeah, but you did excellent. You did excellent.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so how do you feel to be able to share with us here in Mexico, in this 15th edition of the Festival Internacional de Cortometrajes UVAQ, your short film?
I'm so honored, or Alex and I, we both are so honored, and I am especially happy about like the message it sends about the pictures, because like when you who normally, like you and the people from the festival, the audience who normally do not speak German and do not understand the real meaning behind the words, when you still can kind of vibe with the pictures and understand the messages from the pictures, and like just from the tone of voice and the feeling of the voice, that's really exciting for me that is going to be shown
In Mexico. Yes, and I think that's the beauty of storytelling, because our projects can travel around the world within seconds, and we can have a lot of opinions from different cultures, and yeah, I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, well, finally, Emily, I would love for you to tell me what do you hope people will live with after seeing your short film King?
Oh, I like that question. Yeah, I guess we the filmmakers, or I as the filmmaker, I don't feel entitled to kind of give the audience like a certain message, especially on a social level. So I think there are experts on the matter which are way more equipped to do this, but I just hope that they that they were, or that it was successful to share this one story and to give insight to the emotions and feelings of Sebastian, our protagonist, and to have this sensation of shared experiences.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Emily. Well, that's it. That's everything for the interview. Again, we are very grateful with you for letting us talk to you and just discover a little bit more about King, which is an extraordinary short film. That's it. On behalf of the 15th edition of the Festival Internacional de Cortometrajes UVAQ, thank you very much. Have a great evening and keep doing what you're doing because you are excellent. You are excellent.
Thank you, Regina. Thank you for your words, and thank you for having chosen King to be played at your festival. See you next year's maybe.
Yeah, see you and good luck. Have a great evening.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.